Hello and welcome to another episode of Real Music Reviews. We are back. This is Heavy T, and that is Big R over there in Virginia, the 757. We're sorry for the technical difficulties and whatnot. We haven't been on Real Music Reviews in so long as I started my personal channel, and we're waiting on Big R to get his personal channel started up soon. But all good things happen in their own time. But what brings us to making this video is, a traditional real music review. And the first CD we're going to talk about and discuss, because we need to go in on this person, I want to start off with something totally different. I want to start off with this new Khalees single titled Acapella. Clearly, it needs to be Acapulco by herself, but we know. Because clearly, it sounds like hot trash. And I give it 1 out of 5 stars. So, Big R, how are you feeling about this whack techno beat? And the sad part, it was made by David Guetta.
Yeah, I definitely applaud her creativity, but we already have one Lady Gaga. We didn't need a black Lady Gaga. We didn't need another Lady Gaga. I mean, come on. We understand you trying to just sell. But, I mean, just to get back to the song, it's okay. It's subpar. The video was subpar, like the song.
Clearly.
I give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars, though. I give her a little bit of something.
I give it a 1. She got something. It was 1. That was it.
I mean, I applaud people being different. So, I like hers. Don't get me wrong. I love Khalees, but just
Definitely.
that
song was just hot garbage. Let's move on to, we're going to make it quick. Let's get into Daniel Merriweather, whose CD titled Love and War came out last year for our people over in Europe, but for America came out this year. And I personally feel like this CD is a classic. It's an epic CD. It needs to go diamond. It's real music, and it's coming from a man who's creatively crazy. He's just in a whole nother planet as far as creativity and vocal ability and lyrical content. It's just a must-have. Like, Daniel Merriweather is that hot. I give it a 5 out of 5. How do you feel?
And I definitely agree. 5 out of 5. If I could give it a 20,000 out of 20,000, I would. But overall, quality of the CD, every song, track for track, is hot. He features Adele, Wale,
yes.
Many other various artists. And he's just hot to death. Like, that album is just... I actually would like to give it nominated for Album of the Year. Just, for Real Music Reviews.
Definitely. It will definitely be a contender on, Album of the Year. Definitely. Because it's a CD that never gets old. It just never gets old. Let's jump from good music to horrible music, a.k.a. Keely. Old girl from 3LW who has this song called Spectacular that I showed you a video of earlier. With her and the dude that was naked in the bed. How do you feel about that?
Keely. Should have just stayed on Disney Channel, girl.
Clearly.
I'm sorry for you. I mean, but no, like I was telling Heavy T earlier, the video is different. I definitely just want to make it brief. So I will just say I do like how she did, she keeps your attention. She came out with a song that is an attention grabber. But, I mean, come on. You're better than that. That's all I'll say. And I give that overall a 2 stars out of...
And we're being generous.
No, seriously, I give it a 3 stars out of 5 just because, like, I'm on the border of, like, completely hating it and, applauding how different she is. But
clearly. The sex was spectacular. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about this Sharice Pinpinko chick, a.k.a. Beyonce Little Jr., a.k.a. Celine Dion wannabe, a.k.a. Chinese superstar, or wherever she from, Filipino or whatever.
That's not funny.
I'm into all my races. I love my races, but old girl tried to come in and boom on in and whatnot. But,
So definitely to jump into the review, I just have some quick opinions. I definitely like her vocals. She's
Okay,
definitely listen worthy,
definitely.
and I like her ballads way more than I like the fast tracks on her album. The slower ballads are definitely um better songs, just in my opinion, but the faster ones are more commercial, and that's what I'm not feeling. But I definitely give her, I give her a I give her a 3.5 out of 5 is what I give her, just because, she kind of gives you a mix, which is good, but, I like more of the real R&B type stuff, so, yeah.
And I definitely agree. Even though I would give her a half star higher, I give it a 4 out of 5 because just simply because the girl is young.
Yeah,
She's young. She has a vocal. Her voice itself is so good at her age that when she matures, I only can imagine how it's gonna sound as she gets older. It's her voice is one of a kind. I'm not gonna even lie to you or whatever, but it's definitely one of a kind.
yeah.
But
That is one thing I did miss. With her voice, if you hear her on the radio, like I was saying earlier, if you hear her on the radio, you'll know it's her. It's not like you'll be like, who is this person, or mistaking her for another artist. She definitely
definitely,
holds her own in that arena. So you have to applaud that, especially at such a young age when people can influence your voice, and when her voice really hasn't even matured or been nurtured yet. So definitely a hot singer right now. Yeah.
definitely. Now let's move on into Tony Braxton, whose latest CD is titled Pulse. She's a Libra like us. So we can't go in there on her, but so much. But I love that song called Hands Tied. It's a hot track. It gives me like a Ryan Tedder feel from One Republic a little bit, but her voice on it is just exquisite. It really is. It matches the beat very, very well. And
Yeah.
the other song that Rob can't stand is "Make My Heart," which she did on Wendy. And how did you feel about that song, Big R?
Very naughty. Nah, but seriously, um that song I just don't see it. I'm not seeing that's not Tony Braxton that I'm used to, and I understand artists have to evolve over time, but she's not really I think she's evolving. She's not really evolving in that song. She's not showing her growth. She's more of trying to figure out a way to keep up and sell. When you got the Lady Gagas, you got the Rihannas and stuff. So she has to have something to appeal to today's audience. But I think she should have just stuck to her truths. She came out with Hands Tied, and that song is phenomenal. I will say that that song is phenomenal, and it's memorable. That other song, I couldn't even say one word of the lyrics because I don't. That song does not do anything.
It doesn't.
Sorry.
It doesn't give you any justice at all.
Yeah,
And
does not do her celebrity any justice. Is horrible.
the last one before we go on to part two of our video that we want to talk about is T Pain's latest single called um, what is it? Reverse Cowgirl,
Yes.
and it features Young Jeezy on one particular track, but the one that he has now that's on the radio is without Young Jeezy, and he just added in an extra bar with him singing on it. How do you feel about that song?
I'm not a big T Pain fan necessarily, but I love that song. It comes on the XM radio that I have in my car, and I'm turning it up full blast with the windows down and the top down. So I like that song. It came out at a good time. It's about to be summertime. It's a nice summer vacation type vibe,
Definitely.
and I definitely um, I think he's trying to get a little bit more away from the auto tune, which is kind of good, but he's still sticking with it to show that that individuality as an artist. So I like the song.
Okay, and we'll be back. I personally let's give it our ratings real quick. I give it a good 4 out of 5 stars because of the beat, and pretty much that's it. And how do you feel, Big R, about that?
Definitely 4 stars out of 5.
All right, y'all. Watch out for part two that's coming up next with Real Music Reviews. We got a lot of music to talk about, so definitely be ready for part two.